Let's take a look at the different phases of the economic cycle. Recession is characterized by a decline in economic activity, production, employment levels, and income. The degree of the decline distinguishes recessions from crises and depressions. So what is a recession? Well, each company has its own production cycle. Investments are turned into a product, and this product is then sold onto the market to be made into money. This process takes a certain amount of time, but with the onset of a recession, the company begins to spend more and more precious time completing just one cycle. And as we know, time is money. In the event, the company halts production. So what's the hitch? Generally, the problem has to do with money, customers, and raw materials. What measures can a government take? The government is keenly attuned to the people's displeasures, and so it takes decisive action. The main task is to compel companies to work again, which requires that customers are buying goods, raw materials are being purchased, and products are being manufactured. But without money, none of this can happen. So how do you get money into the economy? Well, the government lowers the discount rates, making credit cheaper and more widely available. This action does not go unnoticed. Everyone begins to borrow money on the cheap. Once this process gets going, recovery has already begun. Recovery is an increase in economic and market activity. What happens in an economy during the recovery phase? Companies gradually begin to manufacture their products and their sales volume pick up again. Both the speed and volume of the turnover increases, as does inflation. So what's the downside? The speed with which money circulates increases, so much so that production begins to fall behind, and eventually there is more money than goods. As a result, goods become more expensive and the value of money decreases. So how does the government respond to this? Well, in order to keep inflation in check, the government raises the discount rate, which has an instantaneous effect on the price of credit, which becomes more expensive. Companies scale back their borrowing in response, and things slow down a bit. Expansion is a sustained period of economic growth, followed by a period of recovery. This period lasts until a new maximum is reached, which exceeds the maximum of the previous cycle. A period of expansion can sometimes include within it several smaller cycles called growth cycles. What is an expansion? This occurs when the market makes a timely intervention and finds the golden middle between increasing production and inflation. So what's the problem then? Well, this balance cannot be artificially maintained indefinitely, because sooner or later something will happen to knock the economy off balance. It's important to remember that in order to reach the next period of expansion, we must first pass through a crisis.